They may look innocent and cute, but some toys carry souls that don't belong. They blink, move, and deliver chilling warnings. And once you see these creepy playthings come alive, you'll want to throw them away. Let's begin. Home Alone, a woman kept hearing faint noises echoing through the house. At first, it sounded like whispers. Then laughter. When she finally followed the sound, she found her daughter's doll sitting quietly on the floor. But then something impossible happened. The doll spoke. Not the pre-recorded phrases it once had, but words she swore had never been programmed into it. Its eyes even blinked, as if alive. Some believed it was a demon taking control of the doll. Others said it was a cursed object that had absorbed negative energy. So what do you think? Haunted toy or something darker? Labuboo Terror. After bringing a Labuboo home, a man said everything in his apartment shifted. He felt a heavy, suffocating pressure, as if the air itself had changed. At night, it got worse. Faint noises circled his bed and shadows moved where they shouldn't. Once he opened his eyes and found the Labuboo standing at the foot of the bed, staring straight at him. Panicked, he woke friends and together they threw the doll out of the house. Online viewers split. Some argued it was a cursed toy harboring a spirit. Others suggested a prank or mass suggestion. Was it a bad toy or something far worse? The clip spread fast online and fueled debate. Cursed doll. This is your cue that vibes don't lie. A couple had always gotten strange feelings from a doll, and one day their suspicions were confirmed. The woman carried the doll into a room, planning to set it on a table. But just as she was about to place it down, the light suddenly switched off on its own. Both of them were left shaken, convinced something wasn't right. People in the comments suggested an exorcism, but others insisted the best option was to get rid of it entirely. Clown's Curse.
You killed your mother! You killed...
One couple expected a calm weekend, but it turned into something they'll never forget. While relaxing in their living room, the man kept hearing a faint voice near his wife, so he started recording. Hanging behind her was a clown-like doll, a souvenir they had brought back from a past paranormal case. At first, the doll shifted slightly, almost like it slipped from its spot. But then, before their eyes, its arms stretched wide on their own. That was the moment terror struck. The man's camera jolted, the screen shook, and the recording ended abruptly, leaving only questions. Toy movement.
Hey, Woody.
Have you ever seen a Toy Story figurine move? If not, this clip might change your mind. A guy had just brought a Woody toy home when, one evening, he spotted it shifting. He stood at the doorway and filmed it secretly, not believing his eyes as the figure walked across the floor. When he finally crept closer and called out, the toy suddenly clattered to the ground and went completely still. Too late to fake it. The footage spread fast, splitting viewers. Some swore it proved toys could be alive, while skeptics blamed clever staging. So, was Toy Story secretly true, or just a perfect prank? Cursed thing. In one unsettling clip, a girl played with a hyper-realistic doll, feeding it plastic food. Everything seemed normal until the camera caught a slight movement. The doll's arm twitched. The girl froze, thinking she'd imagined it. But then it happened again, more noticeably. She bolted, leaving the doll behind. Looks, it seemed, weren't that deceiving after all. The eerie footage sparked a wave of speculation, with many convinced the doll was possessed by a spirit. Skeptics, however, suggested it might have been a mechanical glitch or a trick of the lighting, but that didn't make the video any less disturbing to watch. Doll turns. A homeowner reviewed CCTV footage and noticed something unsettling. At first, the room looked normal, but the Chucky doll drew attention. Its head visibly moved, turned toward the camera, then back again. The motion was clear on the recording. There was no one near the doll when the movement happened. The clip spread online and viewers reacted quickly. Many said the footage was proof the doll was somehow alive. Others urged the owner to leave the house immediately. Hidden hands. No wonder dolls had such a notorious reputation. With clips like these circulating, it felt no less than a real-life horror movie. A man had brought home a doll for his little sister when one night a strange noise woke him up. As he went to check, he noticed the doll, but it wasn't alone. A pair of small hands covered its eyes, unmistakably child-sized. It seemed as if a kid was hiding behind it. The hands quickly yanked away, and when he stepped closer to see who it was, there was no one there. So, was the doll possessed and playing tricks? Living nightmare. A security camera captured a doll sitting quietly on a chair, looking completely normal. Then, without anyone near, the chair rocked slowly on the floor. Seconds later, the doll vanished from its seat and reappeared on the ground, shifting as if it had a mind of its own. The eerie part was that it climbed onto a nearby toy scooter, almost like it was settling in to observe the room. No strings, no tricks, just a doll acting alive. Some believe it wasn't a haunting at all, but a spirit testing the doll as a vessel, preparing for something bigger. Night Watcher. A man set up his new night vision camera in the living room just to test it out. At first, everything appeared normal, but when he played back the footage, things took a disturbing turn. His daughter's doll, sitting quietly in the corner, wasn't so still after all. Its eyes shifted, following his every step, and then its mouth curled into a chilling grin, almost as if it wasn't just watching him, but mocking him in the dark. Many believed that it was evident that it harbored evil intentions towards the man. Either way, keeping it seemed like a terrible idea. Haunted doll. A father grew suspicious after noticing strange things in his home, always near his daughter's doll. To get answers, he set up security cameras, and the footage was disturbing. The doll's head shifted on its own, almost like it was alive. Moments later, toys and objects flew across the room, while his daughter sat frozen in place. Some say it was just faulty equipment or a staged prank, but others believe something darker was attached to the doll. The kind of evidence that lingers in your mind long after. Toy terror. A guy was wandering through the toy section, filming himself as he looked at figurines. Everything seemed normal until he was interrupted by a sudden crash. Boxes behind him toppled over on their own, even though no one else was in the aisle. He turned around, puzzled, trying to figure out what had caused it. At first, he brushed it off as a coincidence, but once the clip surfaced online, netizens weren't so sure. Many believe the toy section was haunted, suggesting the toys themselves didn't want him there. The strange incident quickly became a topic of debate. Cursed keepsake.
September 8th need to come on.
A woman recorded herself holding a doll, which was a special gift from her father before he passed away. She explained that the doll brought her comfort and reminded her of him, but something strange happened, leaving people unsettled. Suddenly, the doll's eyes shifted slowly from left to right, all on their own, almost as if scanning the room. People couldn't believe what they were saying. Some claimed it was simply a camera trick, while others believed the doll was possessed by a ghost, or something far more demonic.
I'm just waiting on the Chris Brown concert and...
Elf movement.
gusta observarlo.
Everyone knows Elf on the Shelf. It's supposed to be a light-hearted holiday tradition, but many always found its stare unsettling. In 2013, a newsroom clip gave people a reason to believe the unease. The office was empty when the elf's eyes shifted. Then it slid across the desk and flicked on the Christmas lights. Finally, it turned toward the camera, almost knowingly. Some speculated it was a clever newsroom prank. Others believed the doll had been used in ritual practices, bound to move on its own. A few even suggested it wasn't a toy at all, but a vessel for something darker. Living toys. In a quiet Mexican town, a toy shop robbery took an eerie twist. When police reviewed the footage, the thief was gone, but something else caught their eyes. A doll inside the shop stood up on its own, moving like it had a mind of its own. There were no wires or anyone nearby. Some skeptics called it a trick, while others suggested it was a spirit. But one theory stood out. What if toys aren't just objects, but vessels? Sometimes alive in ways we don't understand? The mystery remains unsolved. Scary illusion. Haunted doll videos pop up often, but this one felt different. A girl stood frozen, her glassy eyes and stiff smile, making her look less human and more porcelain. But then, it got worse. Identical figures surrounded her, motionless, yet their eyes seemed to track the camera. Some swore it was a possessed child, others whispered it was something darker. No one could trace the video's origin, and maybe that mystery is the scariest part. Creepy Jessie. Some kids set up a camera to film their sister attempting a cup stacking challenge, but something else quietly stole the spotlight. On the shelf behind them, a Jessie doll from Toy Story seemed to move on its own. The children carried on with their game, completely unaware, while the doll shifted ever so slightly in the background. It wasn't until later, when the footage was reviewed, that the unsettling movement was finally noticed. Ordinary toy turned unexpectedly creepy. People online couldn't stop speculating. What if Toy Story wasn't fiction at all, but a subtle documentary hiding in plain sight? Closet doll.
She was house sitting for a family who had been away for the weekend, and she kept saying that she got this really creepy feeling when she was upstairs in the house. She opened one of the closet doors and saw this.
Holly Armstrong was house sitting when she noticed something unsettling upstairs. She finally gathered courage and opened the closet door, only to see a doll sitting there, calmly swinging its legs. The sight froze her in place before panic took over. She ran outside and called the owners. They couldn't explain it, leaving everyone wondering if it was possession or just bad luck.
Oh my God.
Doll's tantrum. Check this out. A little girl proudly showed off her brand new doll, smiling for the camera. But then, something unsettling happened. The doll's arm suddenly lifted on its own. No strings, no tricks. Moments later, it shoved a candle right in front of her, almost like it was throwing a tantrum. The room instantly shifted from playful to chilling. Some say the doll was jealous of the attention, others believe it was being controlled by something darker. Whatever it was, one thing's for sure. That's not the kind of toy you'd ever want sitting in your home. Doll wink. A little girl was just playing with her dolls. Cute, innocent, totally normal. But then, something weird happens. If you look closely at the footage, there's a bald baby doll in a polka-dotted sweater sitting on the shelf. Keep your eyes on it. At one point, it clearly winks at the camera. The girl, seemingly oblivious, keeps playing, which somehow makes the whole thing feel even creepier. Her parents didn't notice anything at the time either, until they rewatched the video and spotted the strange moment. They uploaded it online. And yeah, the internet did not take it well. Most netizens said it left them deeply unsettled. A doll winking on its own? That's not a glitch. That's a warning. Toy warning.
My daughter daughter sleeping with me in my bed tonight. She kept saying that she was really scared of something in her room.
A mother filmed her daughter sleeping, saying the child had earlier run to her room in fear, claiming something was there. The mom, unsettled herself, began recording. That's when it happened. A toy siren suddenly went off from the other room. The mom rushed in to find the room empty, no one around. She turned the toy off, but the camera didn't stop rolling, and that's when netizens noticed it. Right beside the toy, a tiny plastic arm twitched, just enough to catch the eye. So if no one was there, who moved it? Was the girl's room cursed like most people suggested, or was there some other explanation for this bizarre occurrence?
So this is the same toy that used to go off in the past.
Driverless ride. You know those toy cars kids pedal around in? Not electric, just old school fun? Well, imagine one of them moving, all on its own. That's exactly what happened to a mother who noticed something off about her daughter's toy car. She grabbed her phone and started recording as the car began to roll slowly, all on its own. She called out to her daughter, asking if she knew what was going on.
Braylon, what's happening with your car?
But things only got weirder. At one point, the car door swung open by itself. Like whoever was driving it decided to hop out. The video went viral. Some swore the car was haunted. Others said it was a prank. I'll let you be the judge. Living eyes. A woman had been thrift shopping when something disturbing caught her attention. In someone's cart sat a vintage decoration of a child. At first, it looked like ordinary old decor, but the closer she looked, the stranger it became. The eyes of the small statue appeared far too real, glossy, dark, and unnerving. There were no whites in them at all, only black voids that seemed to stare straight into her soul. Many viewers swore the figure carried negative energy, or maybe a demonic soul was living inside it. Breathing plush. A woman was at a store when she went into the toy section looking for squishmallows. Cute and chubby as they were, one of them stood out for all the wrong reasons. Its belly appeared to rise and fall, almost like it was breathing. She recorded the sight, and the clip quickly spread online. Skeptics believed it was just a prank or some clever trick, but paranormal enthusiasts suggested something else entirely, that sometimes toys could become vessels for wandering spirits. And when that happened, they started acting in disturbingly human ways. The debate was never settled. Voodoo.
What is this? What is this? What?
A woman in Atlanta was at a gas station when something strange caught her eye. A doll dumped in a trash can. It looked like a voodoo doll, hooded and wearing beaded necklaces that hung over its chest. But the most unsettling detail were the eyes. They looked unnervingly real, glossy and fixed in a silent stare. The woman filmed it and shared the clip online. Viewers flooded the comments, many convinced the eyes weren't just glass, but something alive, even cursed. Questions spread fast. Why had someone left such a doll at a gas station, and who wanted it discarded like trash? The footage left people uneasy and asking for answers.
Why is it here? It's just posted up.
Ancient doll. Back in December 2014, a family decided to test a 100-year-old doll they owned. They left it alone for a full day, setting up a camera to see if anything strange would happen. When they played the footage back, the doll didn't just sit still, it shifted. Its head turned, its body leaned forward, almost like it was aware of being watched. That moment made it clear. This wasn't just a doll. Something darker was inside. Walking doll. A strange clip had been making people freak out everywhere. A man showed his wooden doll, and shockingly, it moved on its own. Even more unsettling, it walked while the man held its hand and guided it, almost like a child learning to walk. Some skeptics quickly argued there had to be a hidden mechanism under the doll's clothes. but the man proved otherwise. In another clip, he revealed that beneath the fabric was only a simple wooden structure. No gears, no wires. Yet when he placed it back down, the doll walked again. Many viewers became convinced the man had cast some kind of spell to bring the wooden figure to life. Haunted toy. Someone filmed a toy, the kind with lights that blink when you press buttons. But this time, it started blinking on its own. There was no one in the frame, no hand reaching out, nothing pressing it. The person filming was clearly terrified by what they were seeing. Skeptics brushed it off as just a wire glitch, maybe some faulty connection. But many viewers weren't convinced. They believed something else was behind it. Possibly a wandering spirit, or even a demon possessing the toy and making its presence known. Haunted Labubu. Labubus aren't just cute collectibles. Some believe they carry a darker side. One family's CCTV seemed to prove it. While siblings were fast asleep, the sister suddenly woke and froze. Her Labubu appeared to be staring back at her, its eyes glowing faintly in the dark. Terrified, she let out a scream that jolted her parents awake. The father rushed into the room, saw the unsettling sight for himself, and wasted no time. He grabbed the toy and threw it out of the house for good. Sometimes, the cutest things carry the most terrifying vibes. Spooky stalker. A guy went exploring an old, abandoned house for a thrill. Just dust, creaky floors, and broken furniture. But one room stopped him cold. Dolls everywhere. At first, they seemed harmless, just old and forgotten. Then he noticed something. Their glassy eyes were following him. Every move he made, they seemed to shift, tracking him. The feeling was too real. Terrified, he ran out and swore he'd never step foot in that house again. Cursed Furby. Back in the late 90s, kids thought Furbies were just harmless toys. But the truth? They had a much darker side. Many early models glitched out in disturbing ways, screeching random noises in the middle of the night, blinking like they were alive, and even moving without being touched. Parents brushed it off as a simple malfunction, but kids swore these things were straight up demonic. To make it worse, experts later warned that Furbies could actually be hacked and used for spying. Either way, Furbies were never as innocent as they seemed. Labuboo surprise. One man's Ring camera picked up something that'll give you chills. At 3 a.m., a massive Labuboo showed up on his porch, waving directly at the camera like it knew it was being watched. Even creepier, it held up a strange Labuboo box as if delivering some kind of message. By morning, the man found the toy at his doorstep. What's really going on here? Could that be a secret message or something even more terrifying? Honestly, this feels straight up unsettling. Evil wand. A mom in Ohio bought what looked like a harmless magic wand for her little girl. Something that promised fairies, music, and sparkle. But when her daughter peeled back a sticker, the fun ended quickly. It revealed a disturbing image of a girl with a twisted grin. The creepy surprise left both mother and child shaken. And later, a YouTuber confirmed this evil stick wand was very real, not just some internet hoax. Woke mirror. An automated vanity mirror sounds like a dream toy for a little girl. Cute, pink, and talkative. But this one was way off script. A dad gifted it to his daughter, and at first it behaved. Answered questions, played music, nothing too odd. Until it started answering everything. Creeped out, he stashed the vanity in an old storage room at his ranch. Thought that would be the end of it. But after the first video blew up online, people begged for more. So he filmed himself putting batteries back into the dusty thing. It powered on. The mirror asked him a strange question about him having a party, to which he replied why he had asked that. And what the mirror said is chilling. Yep, because it felt like it.
Hola, bienvenido al castillo de los sueños del espejo mágico.
Gracias, amigo. Me da gusto.
Eres muy divertido. ¿Tienes una fiesta?
No, no tengo fiesta. ¿Tú tienes?
No sé. Cuando me levanté, te vi a ti.
Ay,
That's where the video ends. And honestly, I hope he's okay. Watching doll. A girl was sleeping when she suddenly felt something, a heavy, negative energy in her room. Rubbing her eyes, she glanced at her Labuboo collection and froze. One doll wasn't like the others, all faced forward, but this one was turned toward her. Its eyes looked alive, fixed on her as if studying her very thoughts. Each blink made the stare feel sharper, colder, almost mocking. People split over explanations. Some blamed it on a prank, while others argued some Labuboo attracted dark energy, even demonic attention. Debate spread fast across town. Was this doll merely eerie or truly dangerous? Doll version. A guy staying at a hotel kept hearing strange noises outside his room. Curious, he stepped out, only to see another door down the hall fling open, throwing things out before slamming shut. That's when it got worse. First, a shadowy figure slipped out, followed by two dolls, one placed on a box, the other hanging from the door. In the blink of an eye, both vanished. Now he's left with one haunting thought. Where did that doll come from? And what does it plan to do with the one it made of him? Hidden mic. A viral clip surfaced where someone had cut open a Labuboo toy and discovered a tiny microphone chip tucked inside. Instead of the expected stuffing, there was clear tech, wires, and a small recording module. The discovery spread fast, and people started rewatching old Labuboo videos looking for signs. Some claimed this proved the dolls were spying devices planted by unknown actors. Others said it fit darker theories, tech being used alongside tales of haunted toys. Skeptics asked for chain of custody and testing, but with so many clips circling, the idea of a deliberate hidden gadget was hard to ignore. Doll collection.
She said, I love this doll. Mommy, look at this doll. I'm its mommy and it needs me. I have to have it. And I was like, oh, okay.
In September 2022, 3-year-old Briar Beard refused to go anywhere without her doll, Chloe. At first glance, Chloe just looked a little odd, something only a child could love. But people couldn't help doing double takes when they saw it. Even reporters were unsettled. The doll's eyes would light up when pressed, followed by a giggle that quickly warped into a chilling, evil laugh. Suddenly, Chloe didn't feel like just a toy anymore.
Oh my gosh, the eyes light up. Yeah. What? Oh my gosh.
Haunted gift. CCTV footage captured something unsettling in an empty room. A doll sitting quietly on a chair suddenly shifted, moving ever so slightly on its own. The owner swore nothing had been the same since a relative gifted them the doll, claiming strange things happened around the house. Viewers were quick to speculate, urging the family to investigate its history. Many believed it wasn't just an ordinary toy, but one carrying a curse, or perhaps even a restless spirit attached, silently wreaking havoc within the home. Awakened curse. A girl felt something off in her house, like someone or something was always watching. One day, she decided to try a small, simple ritual to see what would happen. Later, reviewing her recording, she froze. The doll sitting quietly on the cupboard began shaking on its own. No wind, no vibration, just movement. It was clear the doll was reacting. That's when she realized she hadn't just confirmed a haunting. She might have actually awakened it. Demonic toy. A couple decided to fire up an old talking toy they'd once been given by a mysterious gypsy friend. They expected playful chatter, but instead, the toy whispered dark, unsettling phrases and words no child's toy should ever say.
Then tell us. Tell us.
The strangest part was that it had no batteries inside. no wires, no power, yet its voice carried through the room like something unseen was speaking through it. Suddenly, that once innocent toy felt more like a vessel for something sinister.
What do you want?
Bizarre puppet. A TikTok clip went viral showing a puppet clapping its hands on its own. Then, it twisted in jerky, unnatural movements. No strings, no one controlling it. The video called it Angel, but it looked anything but angelic. Its lifeless, strange motions gave viewers chills and sparked a series of questions. Was it just a toy, or was something darker inside? People couldn't look away, fascinated and terrified, as the puppet's eerie behavior left everyone wondering what they were really seeing. Scariest doll. Imagine buying a doll online and finding out it's way more than just old porcelain and fabric. That's what happened to Candace Collins, a mom from Cornwall, who spent $260 on what's called the most possessed doll in the UK. The moment she opened the box, the room turned ice cold and heavy, like something invisible walked in. Nightmares, scratches, even claw marks started showing up. But the most disturbing part? Her 3-year-old was caught talking and laughing with the doll, as if it were alive. That's when you realize it isn't just a creepy toy. It's something that wants in. Moving mannequin. A man claimed he'd seen a mannequin move, so he decided to film it, because who'd believe a story like that otherwise? To his surprise, the clip caught the moment. One of the store mannequins in the glass front suddenly turned its head toward him, as if it had noticed the camera. The footage spread fast. People started sharing their own uneasy experiences with mannequins, saying there was something deeply off about them, an instinctive chill that's hard to explain. Whatever it was, the silent turn convinced many people it wasn't just a coincidence. Talking doll nightmare. A 134-year-old Edison talking doll in New Jersey alarmed viewers when its voice played eerie nursery rhymes. Locals said the doll's distorted sound made it feel alive, giving off nightmare vibes. Photos and audio clips went viral, and experts explained it was an antique phonograph toy. But even knowing that, many still found it deeply unsettling. Hidden eye. A guy thought he was just unboxing another Labuboo collectible, but something felt off. The toy was heavier than usual, so he decided to cut it open. Inside, he found a hidden camera staring back at him. That discovery changed the whole idea of Labubus being harmless toys. It makes you wonder, who's behind this? And why are cameras being planted inside them? Maybe these figures aren't just for decoration after all. Whispering Furby. A guy was trying to get some rest when the old Furby he picked up at a thrift store suddenly came to life. At first, he thought it was just glitching, but the sound wasn't the usual playful Furbish chatter. Instead, it was low, drawn out, almost like a whisper. Half awake, he froze, realizing the voice wasn't mechanical at all. It sounded human, yet not quite. Then the air grew cold, heavy, and suffocating. That's when he understood he wasn't alone in the room. Whatever had attached itself to that Furby, it wasn't something he wanted to meet. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.